Okay, so I'm going to be making this video just from a millennial's perspective on the reasons why I don't want kids. Now, before I start, I just want to make it just clear that this is not an attack on parents, people that want kids or have kids. Just to clarify that. So, let's get started. Okay, so the first reason actually is just population. I believe that we have just too many people on this earth, and not but my reasons are perhaps something a little bit different. I know a lot of people, they talk about just we're taking up too many resources, destroying nature, the environment, which I do agree with. But I also think there's another aspect to it, and that's the more people that we have here, there is a lesser quality of life for everybody that's involved. If you think about it, just with everything going on right now, people are talking about most jobs don't pay a living wage. Well, I think part of the reason why that is because employers know that they can get away with it. They can pretty much do what they want. Hey, you don't like your job? Well, there's 1,000 other people lined up willing to willing to do it. So basically, the more people that are on this earth, the more suffering, the worse it's going to be for the majority of people that are not wealthy and that are empowered. Okay, so the second reason, just to start with, is just going to be financial stability, especially with people, I think, in just my generation. It's hard to afford housing because wages have been stagnant. People are struggling with employment, and it's certainly not feasible to have a kid if you can't take care of yourself. So that's one of the reasons. Also, too, it's the emotional maturity aspect. I look at myself now. I'll be 30 in 2 years, and I changed so much, and I've grown as a person. I think that's a huge part of just being an adult. You learn from your mistakes, you gain wisdom, you grow up. If you have, I think, now this is just my opinion, I think if you have a kid too young, or you're not able to self reflect and look at your own problems and fix your own self and grow as a person, you are just going to pass those problems onto your kids. And I look at a lot of people now, I just look at society as a whole. Dysfunctional kids become dysfunctional adults. And I think, too, that's also kind of a reason why we're having so many problems nowadays. So, the other reason, too, is there is nothing that is really guaranteed when you have a child or a kid. I look at my family, just their mental illness is rampant, and depression, anxiety, things along all along them lines, and I don't feel as though it's right to want to pass that, or even the possibility of passing that on to a kid. And plus, too, you could be the absolute best parent in the world, and your kid can grow up and be a criminal, a rapist, a pedophile. Basically, what I'm getting at is there is absolutely no guarantee with when you when you have a kid, you are taking a chance. That is the bottom line. So this begs the question: should do I think people in the modern era should have kids? And that's, I mean, the thing is, I like I said when I was saying in the beginning of this video, that this is not a direct attack on parents, people that want kids or have kids. I think that that's a decision that somebody has to make for themselves. However, I will say I don't like the idea that there's so much social programming into basically thinking that people have to take this set path and you have to get married, you have kids, when in reality, everybody is their own individual. Some people might not want to get married. Some people might want to not have kids. Some people might want to do this or do that. And kind of when we force people to conform, we're kind of setting people down this path where a lot of people are not going to be happy. I think that's a root cause of some people's, or a lot of people's, unhappiness, is they're not willing to, really self-reflect and ask what they want for themselves. So should people have kids? And that's kind of up to them. It kind of comes down to, I think you need to decide for yourself and live life on your own terms.